Hello everyone, once again. This is our soft skills session, and in this session we will go over several tips around how to build your resume. Let me see if the stream quality is good enough for the purposes. Yeah, it looks okay. Hopefully more people show up. Resume is an important part. A bit earlier today, I sent out a link to a nice article by Harvard Business Review on how to build your resume. Okay. Let's see if that will work that way. Okay, it's working. So you can use a link as a guidance. The books on the resumes, which I've read previously, they more or less correspond to that link. And today we are going to look mostly at basic resume, the one which you have with little or no experience, and we will discuss some tips how to what you can do with that. Okay. So you can in the homework file. I created a short template where we will work together. Let's see if it's opening. Yeah. It's opening. Okay, let me just okay. So here is my resume, which I didn't update much for some time already, and as you see, I start with contact details, then I do some introductory statement, which I think I want to update anyways. Then I go with work experience, and I list my companies I worked for, and in the details I list what I actually have done, and I start with some statements with numbers. Please let me know if the video quality is okay, because I'm getting some messages here, and I don't know if you have any issues. Okay. So as you see, I have some statements with numbers here. Then I also list some formal responsibilities, and then I list my past experience. Then I go to education, and in education I list what education I'm currently getting, and some relevant courses completed, which I believe are relevant, and I list my credentials, CPA and ICCA, and I also list my university education at the end. It might happen, and some kind of achievements there. It might happen that you won't be able to list much if you're a fresh graduate, but if you are currently studying you need to work on what you can list here. And if we go to the Harvard Business Review article, or if we go to the book which I recommended, you will find that they have a good recommendation for the so they start with the statement that recruiters, or in some situation that might be kind of a robots, some algorithms, they will scan your resume for keywords. They will only spend like seconds on your resume. So when you are working on your resume, you need to figure out how to match the expectations of the recruiter or the algorithm. And for that reason, you need to have the understanding what the position actually requires. And if we go to module 2 to soft skills, I've got kind of a word cloud exercise here. And so if you go to that file, I actually did some LinkedIn search, and I just recorded a bunch of requirements to entry-level accounting positions. Is everything okay? Did I send the right link? I don't. Okay, link should work. Probably not much interest in the topic. Anyways, here I listed a lot of various requirements, and I highlighted some which feels interesting to me. So first one, record bank deposits and applications of accounts receivable. Process vendor bills and customer invoices. Assist with months and year-end close processes. Prepare and post journal entries. Calculate depreciation expense. Prepare bank and credit card reconciliations. So basically, even if you haven't got any prior job experience, you can practice every of that highlighted items. You can find guidance on YouTube or in online courses or in the book. You can open free QuickBooks account and you can actually practice that. For example, bank deposits and application of accounts receivable. You can go get your personal bank statement from checking account, and you can try to upload that into QuickBooks just to learn how to allocate an expense. Vendor bills. You can record vendor bills and customer invoices. You can record that in the QuickBooks. Again, you can create that in QuickBooks. Months and close. That's something we will cover in the course. We will actually cover in some or other ways these two too. Prepare and post journal entries. So that's what we already been doing on the course. Calculate depreciation expense. And there is a lot of stuff, there is some theoretical requirements, great knowledge of accounting bases, such as debits and credits and how transactions flow through the income statement, ability to collaborate with team and complete tasks. So what we do here, and what Harvard Business Review advises us to do. So it says outsmart the robots. That means that you want to have all those keywords from the requirements on your resume. And how you can do that? You need to show your skills. And I believe somewhere, well, it's right here. They say don't restrict work experience to work. Recently out of college with little work experience, considering including major projects and papers you work out as a student. So let's think about like relevant experience. Let's call it running accounting and book running account. So that's what we did. That's what we did, and that's what we are going to do in the homeworks for our business, for our course. So that's an experience one. Revenue, running accounting and bookkeeping for small businesses. Revenue metrics impact. Here I listed something which, based on the Harvard Business Review articles and other sources, which you can, which they want you to add. I don't think we can come up with much from just online course, but we will try. Let's remember what we did on one of our practice lessons. We looked into revenue disaggregation. We discussed that we need to separate costs between our various products as well as separate revenue. So we can say that developed an accounting system to segregate revenues by products, revenues and costs by products in order to track gross margins, gross contribution margins, as well as of each product. So that's the real thing that we did in our course. We discussed why segregation of expenses is important, and we discussed how we can track profitability between various products. I have sorry. So that statement, it probably covers all three of that. What about productivity metrics? So that's something that you improved. In terms of hours spent on accounting work. And what we did in the course, and what I think is good for a beginner accountant to state, is that we can say that we optimized checks in Excel with SUMIF and lookup. Ideally, we will say that to save 80% of the time for that exercise. Ideally, ideally we know these numbers and we know how to calculate them or how to estimate them. However, that's not always be the case. So you can come up. We can discuss here further that we figured out that the product which seemed to be loss making actually has 20% margin, since it brings customers to more profitable products. I mean, that's not a big number, and it's not a great metrics, and it's very subjective. But if you do not have anything to say here in your relevant experience, you can definitely say that accounting and bookkeeping for small business as a practical course I was taking. So we are half through our time. So that's basically an experience which you can say from. It's basically from out of nowhere. You just need to understand. You just need to actually do that exercise and to understand that. And so we listed the metrics. Then we can add that we I run accounting transactions in both and counting transactions and in both spreadsheet and QuickBooks in order to master debits and credits and interrelations between the reports. So that way, when you write your experience in the details, you will match what Harvard Business Review say here about algorithmic filters and about HR filters. So you are basically mentioning spreadsheets here, debits and credits, optimizations, revenues, expenses. Let's take a more look. Let's take a bit more here. Record banks deposits and application of accounts receivable. So we basically, so if we do that in the practice, we basically can copy it here. I recorded and applications of account receivable in QuickBooks. Or usually I don't I think more often we just skip I. We just say, okay, recorded bank receivables and deposits here. process vendor bills and customer invoices. We just can copy that because we can practice that in QuickBooks. We can have a real practice. And the first task is get through the initial filters of the HR, and you do not we kind of say that it was practical course that you were taking, and we are listing all the activities we did in the course. And your task now, and that's why we are doing resume early in the course. Your task is to really practice that in QuickBooks. Let's see what we have. Month, year, and we can say that we simulated month and year close process. I would probably pick some other words. Simulated might not sound that good, but at least you will know now what you need to learn from the course or from additional materials, and you will be able to put these sentences on your resume. Even though it's not a real work experience, we call it relevant experience. And we kind of say, not on the first paragraph, not in bold, we say that it was part of the practical course I was taking. So no lies, everything is here. Let's see what else do we got. Prepare and post journal entries. We will count how many entries we did, and we can say that we prepared and post I don't know, 100 plus. It's a bit. I will put it in brackets. It's some accountants, like accounts payable accountants or accounts receivable in some situations, they might be making like 100 transactions per week. So that number might not be impressive. However, on the other hand, it can show what experience you've got. Let's see what else we have here. We have depreciation. We have depreciation here. We will also practice that. Bank and credit reconciliation. Sorry, I will be finishing with that. We will have another accounting resume session later in the course. As part of your homework, you will need to go through these requirements. If you are on an entry level, you will need to go through these requirements and imagine that you will be doing that in the course. So prepare that part of your resume, the early part of your resume, the relevant experience from the course. You need to prepare, and from that you will know what areas of the course you want to concentrate in. I will finish in that a little bit early. We have some kids issues right now. I will see you in 10 minutes on a hard skills module. Thank you for coming and have a great day.